My name is Michele Silk and I live in Durban and I have an art studio in my home. I would describe myself as a figurative painter. I focus mainly on portraits, but definitely more abstract than realistic, and I like painting spontaneously and boldly. I mainly am drawn to painting, and I studied painting at varsity, but if I could have majored in sculpture as well, I would have. I've done a lot of portraits in the past, but a lot of them have been medium to small size paintings. This is the first time I've done really big portraits. You're working so close to the painting that you lose the face. The face isn't apparent when you start, but as you stand back, the face then comes to life. My mother came and lived with me, so I just became very interested in themes of old age and frailty and vulnerability, transience and mortality, and I kind of got really involved in this theme. It's almost as if I was surrounded by this process of growing older. And every week I would take my mother to the pensioners shopping day at Spa, where there were many other older people, and I just became very fascinated with old age, and I found them intriguing, I found them beautiful, but I also found them strangely odd in a way, and I also felt empathy towards them because I just felt that these old people were a marginalized group in society, and this theme has sort of taken my interest for over 12 years now, and I'm just always fascinated with it, and so I've continued along those lines. When I decided to do a series of large portraits, I wanted to add something to the painting so that they weren't just copies of photographs and representations of old people. I wanted something more. And I decided to include flowers because flowers have an interesting dual meaning to them, or symbolism, and flowers are presented when a child is born as a symbol of celebration, but flowers are also presented when somebody dies for comfort. So I found this contradiction quite interesting. The sort of bittersweet meaning comes through. So I included the flowers, but specifically orchids, and this really intrigued me because certain species of orchids have a human association with them. They have some kind of element of a bird or a human, or in this case a skull is what really took my interest, and this particular orchid has a skull image in the heart of it, and so again this sort of reinforced my idea of the bittersweet contradiction. I wanted to interpret my theme in a sculptural form, but I didn't want them to be realistic. I quite like this excitement of the whole process of working very quickly. I don't really know exactly how they're going to turn out, which is quite interesting. And the plaster dries so quickly that it's complete within minutes. All the sculptures have these long necks. Traditionally, it's a symbol of beauty, and it actually reminded me of an artist that I studied, Goya, and he did some very interesting etchings of old witches and hags. A couple of them in particular have these long necks, and Steady wants to sit on the doll. Please, can you move it? Steady, I've taken your thing. Just quit it a minute. Can I get up?
Okay.
Steady, Kenzie wants to sit on the chair. Smiles, did. There we go, he's happy. I think what's important is that paintings and my sculpture is open to interpretation, but I would like people to connect to my work in some way, and I think the humanness of what I've presented will bring that connection. People will be moved or be given food for thought when they look at my work.